All right, in this video, we are going over what is called the kettlebell arm bar. Now, this is not like your jiu-jitsu arm bar. This is different. This is for opening up your thoracic spine and really working on strengthening your rotator cuff. Spend some time under tension, opening everything up. There's a lot of complexities that go into this. However, you can still learn and start to practice it with a baseline level of knowledge as long as you understand the principles behind it. Principle number one is you got to use a weight that's light, right? Light and controllable. Because we're putting ourselves into a vulnerable position, we want to make sure that it's something that we can easily control and pull ourselves back out of that position. In this case, I'm going to use a 16 kilo because that's about a good enough weight where I'm going to feel some things working, but I'm not really going to be in too much danger. The other part is we're trying to recruit our lats, right? And essentially what it is a little bit of biomechanics, anatomy, if you will. The way that your shoulder works is it's a ball and socket joint. So the head of the humerus, this arm, makes a ball and it fits into the socket of your shoulder and it can rotate through there as you move. What we're looking to do is we're looking to balance our arm in a perfectly vertical plane and be perfectly centered with our body. So we're looking to get it smack dab dead in the center, and then we're looking to recruit that lat and then open up our thoracic spine. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to do that laying down on the ground. Now, this is another movement that requires a lot of exploration. So understand that you're not always going to be in the perfect position every time or right away. Even in this demo, it might take me a little bit to find the right spot that I want to be in. However, the principle is I want to be perfectly centered up and down and side to side. That's what we're aiming for. And over time, as we pack into that shoulder and we're able to get that rotation and get comfortable in there, letting our lat take over in terms of providing some of that stability and keeping our arms straight and flexed, we can get that tension and find that spot. One of the things that will help is pointing your thumb up to the sky, helps keep the tricep locked, and pulling that rotation in so that your palm is more facing towards your head. That helps pack into that lat that much easier. So with that being said, we're going to rock into said armbar. In this case, I'm going to start off on my left side and demonstrate what the side view looks like. So I'm going to lay down on my back, starting off on my side, similar to how we would with a get-up. I'm going to roll to my back, making sure I'm in view here. And now I'm using a seam on the floor to place my foot and my arm right here. Now I'm going to press the bell up, and I'm going to take that same side foot, and I'm going to kick myself over. Like so. Now this leg is my kickstand, so at any point I can push myself back if I need to. Now from here, I'm going to get nice and comfortable. I'm going to point that thumb up, pack my lat, and now I'm really wanting to make sure that I'm not turning and looking at that bell if I can help it, so I can grab my head like so if I really need to. And now you can see how the arm's kind of shaking as it's pulling itself back into locking that shoulder in place. Now I'm going to rotate that hand, get a little bit of tension in the lat. Bring that hand up, pull my shoulder down. Let the thoracic spine start to open up some. And hold that position where it feels like, okay, should feel fairly vertical right about here. Now, one of the things you can do is flex that kickstand glute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Getting some good breaths. When you're breathing here, you want to be breathing deep into your belly button. And you're thinking about getting that rotation of your chest in your upper body, not just reaching your arm back. And as you start to feel maybe that arm goes a little bit numb because our grip is getting fatigued, it's a lot of time under tension at this point, I'm going to take this foot, push myself back, bring that bell down, and relax. Now, to demonstrate from the front here, we're going to switch sides. And now there's another seam in the floor that I'm going to use as my markers. If you can give yourself a line that you're rotating your body over, that's going to be super helpful, right? So from here, my leg is on the line. I'm gonna reach up over my head. And now I'm kicking myself over, getting my kickstand in place. Getting that rotation, finding a comfortable spot where it feels like the shoulder's tight and packed. The rotator cuff is active. My arm is locked out. I'm getting some rotation on the shoulders. And then I can get into firing off my glute. 1, 2. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm still focused on that light flex of the glute, but packing into that lat and keeping everything lined up. And then I kick myself back over, bring that bow down, and relax. Now, things to keep in mind is that not everyone's mobility is going to be the exact same on either side. So one arm might be a little bit easier than the other. One might feel looser. One might feel tighter. You might have an easier time one day getting that lat pack and everything feeling good on your right arm, and the left arm feels like trash. Then you come back, you do it a day later, and it's the opposite. Left arm's great. Right arm feels like things change. The thing about the arm bar is that you want to safely explore getting that activation of your shoulder stabilizers and getting that thoracic spine rotation opened up. And again, over time, you start to get more and more of that, range of motion. You can start to try to flatten out that kickstand hip while still keeping everything vertical, right? That's like peak levels of range of motion, is if you can get your opposite, same side hip down to the ground as you're holding that arm bar up. But understand that that's not the requirement that you have to do, right? The goal for this is we're just trying to open things up. So as long as we're opening them up more than they were before, we're doing great. As long as we're staying safe, that's the most important part. So you can play around with this. If you don't want to fuck around with it and you're like, yeah, no, I'm out, that looks too funky and dangerous and whatnot, cool. No harm, no foul. This is in there as a resource for you guys just to consult with if you want to play around with it. That being said, when it comes to loading parameters, get 10 flexes of the glute if you want, or you can do 3 breaths, 5 breaths, 10 breaths, however much time it is that you feel that you can. Play around with it, explore, do that kind of thing. It's not something that you're going to win any awards at, but it's a useful tool. So that being said, that is our kettlebell arm bar, and we'll catch you in the next video.